Good morning. This is Good Morning Santa Paula. It's Wednesday, April 15th, which in the past had been tax day, but now they've got the taxes due to the COVID-19 virus. It's been put off now till July 15th. But our main topic today is we're going to go over what's going on in Santa Paula. I've got Dr. Ed Cora, who is the superintendent of schools of the Santa Paula Unified School District, which is the largest district that serves the area. And I believe he's got about 5,100 students they've been trying to help educate and keep occupied since they closed the schools. Ed, offhand, when did they close the schools?
Our last day in session, Peggy, was Friday, March 13th. So our first day not in session was Monday, the 16th of March.
Wow. And how are things going on the campuses and at the district's office since the shutdown? I know a lot of people are still working and teleworking and all that other. So
I'd like to begin by saying I'm so impressed with everyone, our administrators, our certificated, our teachers, and our classified staff. Everyone is just going above and beyond and finding a way to get things done. I think as human beings, we just adapt. You just change to what's going on around you and you just make things happen. Everyone knows our job is to educate and to feed our students. And our child nutrition services group are out here. They've been the last couple of Mondays, and they're going to be switching now to Mondays, serving 5-day meals. I'll share one thing very quickly about that, since I just mentioned that. We're serving about 1,800 meals a day, and I need to look at this number because I just wrote it down. We have served since Monday, March 16th, 89,410 meals. Which is just phenomenal.
That's wonderful.
I've helped out on a couple of those days, and those food service workers are in there just pumping the meals out, and we have food service workers and sometimes some volunteers helping to put them in cars. So it's been excellent. But I'm impressed with everyone.
Strictly pickup. Grab and
yes,
go,
exactly. People drive up. Some people actually come walking up, but typically most cars drive up and we put them inside. We've got our gloves on and our mask on.
That is absolutely, that's wonderful. That
point
means
is
so
to your
much.
question. Everyone is stepping up like we knew they would, and it's coming together. So I think there's a silver lining here, Peggy. While this craziness is happening, it's making people, or not making, it's having people coming together, uniting, and just doing something for the betterment of our students.
Oh, that's wonderful. And just actually shining through this. I mean, and that's really, they deserve so much credit, because I know it's as hard on the people that love the children as it is on the children in a way. And I've seen some videos and things of teachers with greetings to their students. I think they're doing it maybe school by school, and that's so wonderful. That means so much to the kids and everything. Now, I'm just curious though, with the meals, before it was 5 days a week, I believe. Now, are you doing it once a week with 5 days worth of food?
Our food service director decided some of the other districts were doing this as well, so we're following suit. So on Mondays, they come and pick up 5-day meals. And what we've been trying to do is to try and get enough for everyone. There were times when we had to cut it down to 2 bags per car, and there were times when we had to just go 1 bag per car. Sure. When I say 1 bag, it's a shopping bag. It's a brown paper bag.
Sure.
And that's inside a plastic bag with the handles. They're big. And
right, and you're doing breakfast and lunch.
The food service,
right?
Yep, they have certain guidelines from the USDA that they have to meet. So there's fruits, there's vegetables, there's other things in there wonderful. As well. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. Now, speaking now let's get up to the distance learning program. We'll go up, we'll travel south and go to the brain, or north, I should say, and go to the brain. How's the distance learning program? How is that? Has that begun? What will it entail? Could you explain that, please, Dr. Cora?
Absolutely. So it's a 3-phase learning plan. Phases 1 and 2 are both happening before spring break. Last week and this week were pre-scheduled spring breaks. So if any parents are wondering how can we be off, it was pre-scheduled. And that's something you can't change. But leading up to spring break, We had 2 weeks of phase one, which was enrichment, packets being sent home, and we had a lot of programs online that our upper grade students and high school students could go on and work on. And then the third week, which is the week just before spring break, same thing, enrichment. But we then started sending home learning packets for grades kindergarten through 8th grade. We're sending packets home. Now starting when we come back next Monday, we will start our phase 3, which a lot of it has to do with online learning. High school students and middle school students were all encouraged to come pick up laptops if they did not have one. We did tell them if they have one at home, please don't come and get one because we don't have enough for everyone. So we had 2 days pickup for the high school, 2 days pickup for the middle school. And we're actually going to start next week and start going down to the elementary school, starting with 5th, working our way down. We're hoping to get all the way down to 2nd grade.
Oh, that would be one. Now, how many computers? Now, they're Chromebooks, aren't they?
Chromebooks, so they don't have a hard drive in them, but you
Sure.
can access the internet. Now, that's the other part. We just ordered 200 hotspots, and we're going to start at the high school. And we've asked families that those who do not have Wi-Fi access to let us know. And we've also encouraged parents to work with Spectrum. I believe Spectrum had the 60-day free Wi-Fi. So we're encouraging families to go with the free route first if they didn't have it. And whoever's left over that still doesn't have Wi-Fi, we're going to try and get them some of these hotspots.
Oh, absolutely. Now, do they have to sign up, let's say with Spectrum to get the hotspot, or can they do that through the school?
The hotspots will be through the school. The free 60-day Wi-Fi through Spectrum, that's totally separate through Spectrum. But again, we don't have enough to go around to everyone, so we're encouraging. If you have Wi-Fi, perfect. If you don't, try and go through Spectrum. If for whatever reason, like we had somebody who, where they were living, Spectrum couldn't deliver any free Wi-Fi to them. So that's a perfect family to get a Wi-Fi hotspot from us.
Okay, great. Because I know that I'd had reports, I don't know how accurate they are, I haven't had a chance, but I have no reason to doubt them, that people that were contacting Spectrum are being asked to provide their social security numbers, and sometimes people get nervous about that. So, but I'll let them know though, because that's very rare. So as far as me hearing about it, so I'll let them know to just contact the school if they have any sort of a concern, and I appreciate that.
And I appreciate your help getting the word out.
Oh, absolutely. Now, any other comments as far as what's now, when is school out till? I know that Dr. Mantooth and the state actually, I believe Superintendent Tony Thurman too, also went ahead and extended the shutdown, as it were, at the campuses.
Till the end of the year.
Oh.
And there's, you hear conflicting stories and messages being put out. I don't get a chance to see the news during the day, so I get the chance to go home at night with my wife and watch it and get caught up then. And I've heard some stories about possibly into fall, maybe even winter. I hope not. I really, we miss our kids. I really feel that there's no learning better than face-to-face in the classroom.
Absolutely.
So would love to get them back, but to answer your question right now, it's through the end of the school year.
Okay, now, and also speaking of the end of the school year and no school, what about our seniors, our Santa Paula High School graduates and our Renaissance School grads and everything? I know people are putting up some signs, and on Facebook, they've got some sort of a show your graduation photo to, people that can barely remember high school, but, but that's okay too. But, now we're at the Santa Paula Times. We're planning on doing our senior tab, so that'll be something that we think will help boost morale. But is there any possibility they will actually have a graduation ceremony down the line?
So let me say this: everything's been postponed for now. We feel for and we are saddened for our seniors right now, and not just the Santa Paula seniors. We're talking about seniors throughout the United States. And we are going to start brainstorming, and I need to talk to the principal, Luis Garcia. I'd like to pull some students in, do some brainstorming. It doesn't look good bringing them in live, but if there's some other ways to accomplish and really recognize the hard work that they've done during the 4 years of high school, if there's a way for us to do it, we'll do it. And that is, it's going to have to be virtual. I believe right now, everything continues to change. But for the information I have right now, Peggy, if anything, it'll be virtual, and we're going to look for ways to make something happen. And we're open to ideas, but we also need to be realistic, and we have to know, everyone has to know, we need to follow the guidelines from the public health department.
Right.
Any guidelines that are passed down from the public health department, we need to follow. That's the bottom line.
Yeah, that is the bottom line. Yeah, that is the bottom line. I hadn't thought of that, but I was thinking of, like Yippee, June 15th, they say that we can get together again. I think there still might be some constraints. At least they're making noises that, the social distancing might even be on a lot longer than we anticipate. So we'll just have to wait and see, I guess. But I'm sure the district will do something with the kids that'll be groundbreaking and memorable for them all and their families and everything.
Absolutely.
So that would be, because nowadays with what we're doing right now and things like that, that could probably really translate to a graduation ceremony.
Yeah, and I look forward to, I'm going to reach out to, again, as I mentioned, Principal Garcia. And I think it's important for us not just to brainstorm as adults, but to bring in some of the classmates, class president, student body members,
that's wonderful
and just do
idea.
some brainstorming. Again, we can't come in and meet, but get on Zoom and just do some brainstorming and come up with some different ideas. And again, wait and see what the recommendations are, or the mandates, I should say, from the public health department.
Okay, well, that's wonderful. Anything you'd like to add before we sign off today?
Hey, the other thing I'd like to go back to the distance learning plan, and just also again go back and say thank you very much to our tech department, our educational services department, all these staff members, including our Santa Paula Federation of Teacher Leadership team, every principals for coming together and jointly, collaboratively coming up with a plan. It was a joint effort. And bottom line is we're going to do the very best of what we can for our students. Yeah. And something else I want to quickly say, we keep saying a school closure, but truly it's a facilities closure. We still have to move forward and educate our students. So we want everyone to know, while our facilities are closed, we still have to move forward and educate our students, do it the very best we can. And I've made this example. I've said it a couple different times. There's a commercial. I don't know if I said this during our last meeting that you and I met, but building this whole distance learning plan has been like building an airplane in midair, flying. I mean, we're flying it, and we're still building it together. It's not going to be perfect. However, we're doing the very best we can. Again, I want to thank everyone for being understanding and flexible and coming together to make this happen.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Really appreciate you visiting today and updating everybody. And I want to remind everybody out there that, and I'm sure Dr. Cora would like to be able to get his message across. Everybody sure to visit kadytv.com or .net. It's, it's accessible both ways. And you can enjoy all these interviews and get all your updates that are very important to our students and their families. And be sure to like us and subscribe. And once we get enough subscribers, if you have a Gmail account, there's no problem whatsoever. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe. You just click it, and that way it'll allow us to go live when we hit 1,000 subscribers. But I appreciate it, and thank you so much, Dr. Cora, and stay well. And everybody out there, stay well. And we'll see you in a couple of days with Dan Singer, the city manager of Santa Paula. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Peggy.
Thank you.